No. So what do we have here?
Okay, this is the Meade, which is essentially honey wine.
Okay.
And this is finished with green tea. You can see it's got a little hinge of color there and fresh ginger before we bottled it. Very...
Ginger, honey, and green tea.
Yes. It's about 14% alcohol.
14% alcohol. Yeah, okay.
It's wine. This also very different.
It's delicious. Doesn't taste alcoholic at all.
Yeah, your nose in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14. It's like when we first tried, I was like, "There's no way!" Like, wow.
Call Arizona, make this the Arnie Palmer. Jeez. What made you make this?
It's a good question. I don't know.
How'd you come up with the concoction? Like ginger,
my friend wanted something like that, and we were making some mead, and he's like, I gotta get in on that. Like, I want to do something with ginger and green tea. Honey and ginger, I love the idea of that.
Right.
And you throw in a little green, like we blended a couple things with tea before, and it always came out good.
So how do you make your favorite non-alcoholic beverages alcoholic, essentially?
Yeah. But it could work the other way too. Like I make malt soda. I should have brought some, but we make our own like ginger ale and stuff out of malt instead of using sugar.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. I'm trying to get into that a little bit more because I think that's an interesting, not to mention you could still use it for alcohol. Like I keep a bottle of rum next to the honey ginger ale tap.
Just in case.
Trust me, yeah, you put a little blast of that in there and pour that on top, you're in good shape.
I would have this if I had a cold.
I can see where you're going.
Yeah, I was a little under the weather last week and I put a couple of these back.
The great thing about meads too is that honey is a very easy ingredient to build off of. There are so many other things that pair well with honey. You get into bourbons, vanilla flavors, oak flavors, cinnamon, a lot of type of herbs and spices. They all pair very well with honey. So it's a very easy ingredient to build off of in terms of flavor.
Okay. How many different flavors of mead or different beers have you made with honey?
We've done a lot of meads. I have another one going right now that's apple cinnamon.
Okay.
It's called a cider technically because it's half cider and half mead. And usually when you make mead, which is the easiest thing in the world to do, if honey's expensive, so that sucks, but it's the easiest thing. You pour honey in, you pour enough water, you shake it, and you put yeast in. That's it. You let it sit for 6 months. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Now with the cider, instead of using water, use apple juice.
Okay.
So all it is apple juice and honey fermented, which is ridiculous. That one's going to be about 18%. We're going to hit it with some cinnamon sticks at the end. Like the nice apple cinnamon.
Nice.
Should be great for winter or fall.
Right. Last time I had anything like this, it was like a medicine. But this doesn't taste like medicine. It's smooth. It's got that little bite that it's alcoholic, but anybody could drink this. Yeah, a little bit.
If I was going to make a little tweak on this, I would up the ginger. I think that's the only thing I would do. Up the ginger.
This with the sushi would be fantastic. This is like the ginger that you eat at the sushi. Yeah, right?
Japanese food.
Yeah, Japanese food.
It's always very light on your stomach.
Sake.
I love
It's
sake. That's something I haven't made yet that I'd love to make.
Yeah.
Because I love warm sake. I won't drink the other stuff, the warm stuff.
Hot sake is the best way to go.
God. And it gets you in a good mood because it's warm already when it gets inside
you feel it the
get
entire
all
way
like,
down.
Yeah.
This you feel too.
Yeah, well,
It's definitely warms you up a bit, the ginger.
It's strong for this time of day.
That's outstanding.
We'll get worse, don't worry.
I feel like I just went to a sushi dinner.
Let's go with something dark, I think, huh? We haven't done anything dark yet.
You went to sushi too, didn't you?
That's how I roll.
There we go.
That's what I was talking about before. Someone was telling me, when you get your samples at GABF, they have the water thing, just pour a little in there and drink it. Because you're drinking all these beers all day, drinking that little bit of water, well, it's going to really help you. And after hours, I think it's 5 hours long. I went to 2 breweries before that. I was still operational, so I've been doing the trick ever since. And I've been to some beer festivals that definitely got a little bit messy.
And all the water's clean. They come out of
everywhere you go. That was
spring jugs,
also very interesting about Colorado. Everywhere you go, to have, you know, these weird like fresh water things, like
Yeah.
they bring out this like canister of fresh water to you. They're all about it.
That's great.
I really liked it though. We have to make it Long Island like that with everywhere you go. You know, there's a great brewery around every corner, or a new place that just opened up with, you know, younger people were running it. It was something different.
Right.
It felt very different. Everything was really clean too.
What are we pouring here?
This is a Russian Imperial Stout I did last year. This is aged with bourbon and oak.
Now we're talking my language right now. Russian Imperial Stout. Damn, that's dark. Now. So what exactly is this again?
This is a Russian Imperial Stout. It's a high octane stout. Russian Imperials are known for being a little bit more like on the marshmallowy flavor side.
Okay.
You know, it's not like that harsh, bitter stout that you get sometimes with the dark ones,
Right.
but it's also very high in alcohol.
Now how do you get it so dark?
That would be from the grains that you use for it. It's a very particular, you know, the grain bill you can make real heavy, overwhelmingly dark, but this is more, it's got the, like a chocolatey kind of roasted barley stuff. I used some Schwein malt, which is excellent, and it just leaves this creamy, kind of coffee-ish flavor. But the flavor from a Russian Imperial Stout made me think, hey, why not put that on oak and
Right.
with bourbon? Those flavors all match. The vanilla-y.
I mean, you can't even see through this right now.
Yeah.
You want to take a look at that?
Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. You can't even see through it. It's like with AJ, without AJ.
This is the one we made last year.
Yeah.
Bourbon from
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yes. Kentucky bourbon.
Wow, let's give this one a try. Now, what kind of bourbon you made this with?
This was actually bourbon that you can only get from the Heaven Hill Bourbon Heritage Center in Bardesville, Kentucky. It's a special bourbon. It's about 130 proof, and it's actually finished in cognac casks, and it's very, very strong. Most bourbons clock in probably right around 80, 90 proof,
Mm-hmm.
and to go up to 130, it takes a lot of extra
Generally, the
time.
cask stuff is higher, but 130 is still really high.
That's very high.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very high percentage, and it's a very unique bourbon.
So
It's like
when
candy.
you age a beer like this, you're not using a ton of the bourbon. The idea, though, is to get
The flavoring for
that bourbon into the wood, and then get the wood into the beer.
Right.
I left the bottle at his house, and he mentioned he was making a Russian Imperial Stout, and I told him to use some. I came back, and the bottle of bourbon that I had gone to Kentucky for had gone from being about this full to this full.
Oh,
I
great.
might
So
have
I
had a
made sure
blast
to
or
take
two,
it back,
though.
but
This-
it made some great beer, so I can't be too mad about it.
This took about a year to make?
No, but it's
No.
been aging.
No. It's
been
not. Doesn't
aged
take a
now.
year to
Age,
make.
age in the
But
barrels for a year.
It gets better the longer you let it sit. Even
Gotcha.
in the bottle, it'll
Gotcha.
get better because the higher alcohol you go, the longer it'll last in the bottle. The better it'll age, the more it'll develop.
And to take on these flavors and this color, how long did it have to sit with the bourbon barrel?
Maybe a month.
That's it.
That's it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, 'cause it's such a small amount of beer that it doesn't
Right.
take that long for the flavor to transfer. Really, most of the time that you're aging it, you're letting all that. When we first drank this, it was like harsh a little bit with the wood. You have to let that mellow out over time.
Right.
And the higher the alcohol is, it does. This I think was 12%. This stuff,
Okay.
which is pretty strong for a beer.
Yeah.
Not quite as strong as the Meade, which if you had that next to that, there's no way you'd
But
think
they're
that's
also
higher
smooth.
alcohol.
Though.
Right.
They're so smooth.
Well, that's the key. Is balance. Balance is the biggest key,
Very
and
dangerous.
balance is the biggest key in making beer.